Get out of here. You was just talking crap like 2 days ago, bro. What are you talking about? Oh, hey there, guys. See, I always lose track of you. I never know when you're busy. Anyhow, but since then we put a dry erase board up to remind us of how behind we are on the truck. So yeah, there's that. And then we put the other hood on the truck, which I think looks 10 times better. And then we just... Okay, so we wet sanded this fender, and what we did was we just took some soap and water. It doesn't have to be soap and water, but I think the soap helps kind of lube up. But some 1200, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just spray it down, kind of go over all of it, and then wipe it down with some type of cloth that's not going to leave any strands on the panel or anything. And then what I took was, I have a 2000, like a soft pad, and you don't have to wet sand this portion. You're not actually like sanding with this, but what I found that it works good for is if you missed any portions on the panel when you wet sanded, if you just go over it real light, like you don't have to press, just real light. If there's a high spot or like something you missed that's like gritty, this pad will catch on it, so you'll feel it. If everything feels super smooth, that means you got it all. And my panel I've got pretty smooth because I went over this with a couple times and found some rough spots. So this I found works. And then, I mean, you could use the other side to kind of like wipe the panel down, get any stuff off that's left on the panel, and whatever else. So yeah, that panel, gotta clean it just clean off all the whatever I got on it, and that one's ready for the final primer over the buildup. And then we got our eraser wheel in. We got a bunch of camera stuff in too. But our eraser wheel's in. This was literally $8 online. Now I don't know how much, or I don't know how good it is yet, but if it's anything like the ones the 3M ones, this was totally worth it, because the 3M ones are like $40 versus you wait a couple days and you get one for $8. And I won't lie, it does smell. But yeah, we got that, and we got 2 batteries and a charger for the camera, so that way we can, because we may be going somewhere this weekend, not for the truck, but we're taking a little road trip. Well, actually, technically we are going to get something this weekend for the truck, and we're going on a road trip. You guys will just have to see what that's about when it comes to that time. But it is this coming weekend. So yeah. But we're gonna go see if the drill's charged and maybe start trying to 3M wheel that and clean this panel up and throw some final primer over it. So yeah. Okay, so the wheel, the eraser wheel does work good. We just did this portion right here. It does wear a little faster, I think, than the 3M one. But we'll give you some in-action reviews here. I think this is a pretty good example of, you can see how thick this stuff is. I kind of already started. Okay, so I just wet sanded it with a 500 grit to give it some texture when I throw this paint over it. Just thought you can see kind of how it's got some scratches in it. So yeah, I just hit it with a 500 and some wet sand, some warm soap and water. I'm gonna wipe it down one more time, and then I'm gonna throw some paint on it. with our progress we have now, right now, we got all the stuff off down here. Right now I'm just trying to figure out how to get this plastic dip off, because the 3M wheel does not work. But I looked up some ways to get it off, and I guess like Plasti Dip, like the company itself, sells a like a spray that you put on it and it re-liquefies the Plasti Dip. And they said it was pretty much like a citrus degreaser is what they sell. Well, this is a citrus degreaser from Jack's Wax, and they say to spray it on, soak the area, and then wait 5 minutes, and then soak the area again, and then wait another 5 minutes, and it should spray right off with like a pressure washer. Obviously we don't have access to a pressure washer in my garage, but I figured if we could at least get it to liquefy, we can take a razor blade and just scrape it all off. Honestly, once we get that off, we can throw our build-up primer on this, and then we can match this fender. Once all this stuff tacks up and dries, we could probably start on the hood. I don't want to, as long as you let everything dry and you make sure you block everything off, you won't have any problems. Obviously, if I started sanding this right now and that's wet, all the dust is going to stick directly to that panel. So, I'd like to get the hood painted tonight, but maybe we will instead, if we get all that Plasti Dip off in a timely manner, we'll fix this where this got peeled off, and then we will wet sand this and then throw that black paint over that. And I don't know why I didn't just go ahead and sand this down, but we still got to sand this stuff down over here too. But yeah, so yeah, progress. We had to stop and we had a side job to do. Had to put some stuff on a Dodge Dart, which, by the way, I would never own one of those freaking pieces of junk. Anyhow, just a little update. Okay, so once we wet sanded this side, this fender looks 10 times better. Like if you compare like the streaking, okay, maybe it doesn't look better, but wet sanded with 500, and then we hit this with some 220, and we're gonna throw some build-up primer over this section to help build that up past the paint that we've already laid down on it. And we kind of like faded the paint in, so we're gonna primer that, and then we're gonna throw some paint over this whole fender. So okay, so we decided to just really just start putting in work, and may or may not have gotten a rocker in the truck. So we still have some trimming left to do. Pretty much what we did was we took what we cut out, we traced it out onto this, and then we decided, okay, so like right here for example, this will drop down some, but I had to like notch this corner out. And then this stuff up here I think we're gonna glue, and like there'll be some welding, but so like you can see that this, I have to notch this out right here still, and then I have to cut this a little straighter to pull these gaps up, and then once those gaps are up, that's literally all. After that I just gotta weld it in. Weld / glue it in, but it's literally it's a rocker, it's in. And then after this one, I think this one's gonna be easier in all honesty, because pretty much I'm just gonna be cutting it towards just an L. Obviously I still gotta finish this rocker, but that's pretty much the gist of it. We're going to be putting a lot of work in. Tomorrow we're going to work like crazy on it. We got to get all this Plasti Dip stuff off. It's just, this stuff blows. I mean, I guess we got a decent amount off. Oh shit. I kind of forgot that you can't close the door. I mean, really all we have left is this portion, and then the front 2 pillars. It just sucks. And then we sanded down this side of the hood. So this is ready for primer, this side is. I didn't want to sand on this side yet because this paint over here is still tacky and kind of wet. So, alright, so that's going to be it for today's video. I know everything's kind of been like all over the place, but the next time you guys see me, that rocker should be pretty much set in stone, either permanently in or mocked up to be permanently in. And then hopefully by the time you guys see me, we have this painted, and we'll have the body moldings and stuff coming off. And this hood is one thing I definitely want to get painted so that the front clips kind of all one color. So we need to get the hood, the cowl, the roof, and then this side painted. Then we can move on to starting to mess with the bed. And then the rockers, obviously. Once we get this side rockers done, that side is going to be a much faster process, because now that I've kind of messed with this side, knowing like what to do, we've drug this side out for so long. Really, it's not that long of a process if I were to just put in the time. Like, I always procrastinate it because it's a scary thing, you know, you're cutting pieces off your truck, so it's a little scary, but I think the best part about it is, actually, that scared me. I think the best part about this is like, when I first initially like said I was going to do the rockers on my truck and do all the body work myself, so many people were like, that's never going to work, or like it's going to look bad, or like you're never going to be able to do that. So like when I actually do have it done and it looks nice, it's going to be nice because so many people doubted me. And that's my favorite thing to do, in case anybody knows. Like, my favorite thing is when people doubt me, because like when people doubt me, it's like game over from there. Like, I don't care what it is, I'll learn how to do it. Like, if somebody tells me there was no way on earth you could freaking go rob a bank, you best believe I'm going to figure out how to rob that bank. Now, if I make it out alive, I don't know, but okay, that was a bad analogy. Yeah, really bad analogy, actually. Anyhow, point being proven, anything I set my mind to, I can do. And a lot of people doubt me. And I make a lot of people sad. Because they're like, dang, Zach can't do that, Zach can't do that. And then like 2 months later, they see it upload, they're like, oh, good job. You did a good job, Zach. Oh, I knew you could do it the whole time. Like, get out of here. You was just talking crap like 2 days ago, bro. What are you talking about? But that's how a lot of people be, to be honest. So it is what it is, but I don't ever listen to nothing slow me down. I don't care what anybody thinks. If I did, then I wouldn't have a lot of things I have, because a lot of people got a lot of stuff to say. So anyhow, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I appreciate you watching. Subscribe, like, tell other people about the channel, share the channel, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, repost, do whatever. Yeah, anything's appreciated. Just trying to get myself out there. So you guys will see me next time. Deuces. Good night, little buddy. Rest in pieces tonight. Don't get hurt. Keep your booty hole tight.